in the SEC, and one of the toughest places of all is right here in Nashville at Memorial Gym. It's the home of the Commodores as their arch rivals, the Volunteers, come visiting from Knoxville this afternoon. Bob Carpenter and Larry Conley, welcome to another SEC Sunday matinee. And Kevin O'Neill, Larry, brings 7 scholarship players to town, but a couple of very good big ones.
Well, Bobby's had a lot of defectors. A number of players are gone, but probably the 2 best he has are in the front court underneath. We're talking about Hamer and Whitted. Kevin Whitted is averaging 16 points a game in SEC play, 4 above his regular season average. Steve Hamer is the 2nd leading rebounder in the Southeastern Conference.
And the Vols have already surpassed their win total of a year ago. Now, when you think about Vanderbilt, you think about guards. Barry Goheen, buzzer beaters, Billy McCaffrey. Now they got a couple of new ones stepping in, Ronnie McMahon and Frank Secker. And ever since they've been playing basketball, they haven't liked the Volunteers very much. These two have been getting together on the court for better than 70 years.
And the Commodores. Bob and Larry will have it for you. Enjoy the first half.
ESPN's NCAA basketball, brought to you by Chrysler. Form follows function. And by Advil, advanced medicine for pain. No non-prescription pain reliever has proven to last longer than Advil.
This matinee is SRO at Memorial Gym in Nashville. They love their basketball here. It's one of the more unusual settings for college basketball because of the building's configuration. The floor is up on a stage, and taking center stage today, an outstanding rivalry between these two. Shane Carnes is a guy we focus in on. He's the best shooter on the Tennessee team. Carnes out of Kingsport, Tennessee, a former All-American at Oak Hill Academy. Kevin O'Neill getting some of those good young players on our Advil starting lineup. Tennessee is 6-5. Vanderbilt with a record of 7. A couple of teams that like to get it done outside. But Tennessee is a little stronger inside than Vandy is. Of course, you had Chris Lawson here last year. Billy McCaffrey getting it done from outside. These guys have been playing since the 1921-22 season. And Larry, some of the early scores in this rivalry were like 16-15 and 20-18, things like that. Kevin O'Neill would love those kind of defensive numbers.
You know, I asked him about that. I said, have you, at least in the short period of time you've been in Knoxville, got any sort of feeling for the rivalry involved between Tennessee and Vanderbilt? He said, no, not yet. He said, I've coached a lot of places, but he said, I know that I'm going to get the feeling for it because everybody tells me about it.
There's Shane Carnes. And the Commodores, who last year tied a Vandy record with 14 home wins. As good as they've been on this floor over the years, last year they were better than ever. Chris Woods and company heading for midcourt. John Clockerty, Tom Lopes, and Ted Hillary, the SEC officials for this one today.
Nice to have everybody tune in and watch us today.
Chris Woods beating Kevin Whitted up in the air.
Tennessee opens up man-to-man defense. Kevin O'Neill likes this defense.
He calls it a containment defense. You won't see them out around the arc very much, but once you're inside that three-point line, they're all over you.
Well, he may change that a little bit with this Vanderbilt club because they like to shoot that three, and they've got 3 guys in this lineup that can do it.
Ronnie McMahon up strong, shot rims off, and coming up with the offensive rebound was Brian Milburn.
Vandy's leading rebounder. He's the blue-collar guy. Sets the screens, does all the dirty work.
7 boards a game. Here's McMahon forcing it a bit from the left side. And finally stepping in there was Steve Hamer to take control.
And you folks are tuning in who've never seen a game here at Vandy. The benches are on the ends, and it's something you need to be aware of. They're not on the sideline.
44, Kevin Whitted pushing off to receive that pass. That's the Vanderbilt bench down to our right. Tennessee way down to our left.
Say one thing, the official who works the baseline gets an earful.
Yeah, and they said the other factor is it's hard to tell where the coach's box is. They said the coaches can roam just about anywhere, and they do. A minute in. No scores so far. Vandy around patiently.
Something in Tennessee, when they get back on offense, you see a lot of what they do. They are very patient on offense, depend a lot on their defense.
Shot clock down to 7. Little entry pass to Woods from Secker, and Hamer right there to stand him up.
Oh, what a nice block that was.
Only his 10th of the year. You would expect a guy 7 foot 240 to have more.
And yet the second leading rebounder in this league.
Damon Johnson on the wing. That's Shane Williams. A couple of guys who played together since they were 6 years old. On the floor, Pride hustling for Vandy. Possession arrow belongs to Tennessee.
As we look up at one of the 12 scoreboards they've got in here, you have a chance to decide what the score is. It's very easy to look up and see. It's 0-0.
Yeah, because of all the crazy angles, a lot of fans couldn't see the regular scoreboard, so they've got them tucked away in just about every corner of Memorial Gym. Shane Carnes got open momentarily on that right baseline, got it back from Hamer, goes for the three, and he's long with it. Rebound came out long.
Good work again inside by Steve Hamer. Carnes a good shooter from out there.
2 minutes in, no score. McMahon, who's been so good defensively here throughout his career, nearly getting the steal. That's what they want to see from Ronnie. They don't want him just to be the offensive guy since he's a senior. Tennessee will keep it. 15 on the shot clock.
You know, Bob, this Vanderbilt club has always been known for its offense, and this year, Jan Van Bredekoff has really instructed these guys to pick up the defensive intensity, and they have. They're 4th in the Southeastern Conference in steals, something they have not done a lot of in the past year.
Shot clock down to 6. Now to 3. Getting it off just in time, and it rolls around and goes in.
Shane Williams with the basket right at the free throw line, and he was wide open. Vandy defense broke down a little bit, allowing him to get into the middle of that defense.
Yeah, he's coming off a good game. He had 16 at Arkansas. Second on the wing for McMahon. Ronnie's long with it. There's Milborn tipping it around. On the left wing, Secker. That's a 3, and Vandy has the lead. They say if he's open, you'll never, ever see him miss 2 in a row.
He is so good from beyond that arc. An outstanding shooter. He's 42% coming in, which is better than shooting his overall shooting.
Alley-oop to Hamer. Chris Woods got in front of him. McMahon trying to force it. And the follow underneath, it looked like Brian Milburn.
Milburn again.
And that would be his 3rd offensive help on that glass. Couple of rebounds and the follow. 5-2 Commodores. Secker with the tip away.
Milburn, one of those guys that keeps everybody loose in the locker room. You got to have one of the jokesters around. Milburn's the guy.
Ball put on the floor, but a travel first for Steve Hamer. And already Tennessee has turned the ball over 3 times.
Bob, the last couple of times that Tennessee's gone to Hamer on the inside, Vandy has doubled down, either from the wing or the point. As we take a look at Kevin O'Neal, that time they decided not to, and Hamer traveled with the basketball, perhaps expecting the double team.
2 Tennessee fouls in the game so far, 1 on Whitted and 1 on Kevin O'Neal, elbowing Larry Conley on his way out to the floor today.
He gave me a shot. I'll get him back. I'll be there a couple of times this year.
So the coach with his first personal.
Not the first time I got it from a Tennessee guy.
Chris Woods back out on the perimeter. McMahon, little 2-man game here. Chris can't get it to fall.
James Carnes with a strong rebound inside. A little 6-foot freshman guard out of Kingsport.
Here's Hamer up at a high post. They try to do a little high-low, but usually they do it to isolate Hamer down low. Ball would not roll in for Shane Carnes, and the fouls are cold.
Woods continues to go on that glass for Vandy.
Nearing the 5-minute mark in a low-scoring game, 5-2. Penetration there for Howard Pride. On the wing, little long for McMahon, who still hasn't scored.
He is struggling early on. Not a good sign for Vanderbilt when Ronnie McMahon is not scoring points from beyond that arc.
Averaging 18 a game. Commodores are set to check 3 players in.
Another instruction we have to fight through.
Yeah, we're down in the pit here. Players come to check in. And they're right in front of us. Shot clock down inside 10 again.
There's that patience I'm talking about on the Tennessee offense.
Damon Johnson forcing his way in. Chris Woods stepped over to take him on, and he gets the first Vanderbilt foul.
Bob, watch Tennessee's offense. I talk about their patience. This is the second time the clock's gone down almost to the 35 mark. You can see Chris Woods right there committing the foul as Carnes tried to go. Was it Carnes? It wasn't. It was Johnson that tried to go strong inside.
Damon Johnson.
Yeah.
Malik Evans, Pax Whitehead, and Drew Maddox have all checked in for the Commodores. At the line, Damon Johnson, the junior out of Johnson City, Tennessee. Played at Science Hill High School with his now volunteer teammate, Shane Williams. They both went separate ways in JUCO. Damon went to Hiawassee, and Shane went to Northeast Oklahoma.
Actually got another player from up in that area. Shane Carnes is from Kingsport, Tennessee, at Dobbins-Bennett High School. So they're all from the same area.
All the East Tennessee kids, lots of playing time, but not lots of points so far. This is matinee Sunday in the Southeastern Conference. Vandy on top of Tennessee, but yesterday it was upset Saturday. And who's in first place in the SEC West? Try LSU, with Mississippi State at 3-1 in second. The Tigers are 2-0.
And LSU goes to Alabama on Tuesday, and we'll have that one on ESPN. That'll be the late game. And I want to tell you, if you want to watch a great basketball game, that'll be two solid clubs playing each other.
Tied 2-1 in conference play. In traffic, Maddox rolls it home, and Drew has his first basket. His father and his grandfather both played here. And he continues the tradition. Coming off the bench, 14 minutes a game and averaging 5 points. Shane Carnes from the left side, and he's got the Tennessee free.
And Jay Van Brederkamp upset with his defense. Somebody wasn't out there challenging him. To get a shooter to leave uncovered.
Yeah, he had 17 against South Carolina in that win Wednesday night after failing to reach double figures 5 games in a row. This is Pax Whitehead. He was with Van Brederkamp at Cornell a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he sat out last year, had to sit out the mandatory 1-year sit out the NCAA makes you do. Now he's back in the lineup and playing well.
Damon Johnson with the kick.
He was Ivy League Rookie of the Year in '93.
11 points, 5 boards a game, 57 assists. But Whitehead's kind of an in-between guy. He's not small and quick enough to play on the perimeter for this team, and he's not quite big enough to go down low because they play so many people around the perimeter. So Pax comes in and just helps out any way he can. Ronnie McMahon set the check back for the Commodores. Off the inbounds play, Drew Maddox barely drew iron. So the Commodores lead 7-6. And the home team is only 2 of 10 from the field.
Shane Williams handling the ball out front. Second trying to control him. They got it inside.
Yeah, he looked a lot more assertive on that possession.
About that time, Vandy did not double down. They didn't come with a wing player or a point player coming down, doubling him down on the defense. He had an easy shot.
Secker trying to get the lead right back for Vandy. Whitehead missed an easy one after some good hard work by Chris Woods.
Hamer doing good work off of that glass. Like the way these guys are rebounding. Tennessee's doing a good job tonight. Only, what, 7 guys, 7 scholarship players ready to play.
Little 2-man game, and Kevin Whitted has his first basket. Former high school teammate of Michael Jordan. Secker, nice look inside, good ball movement. Whitehead fouled from behind, looked like Shane Williams was trying to get it.
Well, we've talked about Steve Hamer. He's averaging 16 points and 9 rebounds, and we've talked about the fact that he rebounds well. Look at this nice turnaround move over Chris Woods. If Vandy doesn't come down and really get after him inside, he's going to have a terrific day because he can turn around and shoot that short jumper. And man, only a junior. He's got another full year left. Chance to play a little bit, I think, later on if he can develop his game as much next year as he did this past year.
And if you folks can see big number 11 right there with the basketball, that's J.J. Lucas with the soft hook that wouldn't go. His dad, of course, Jerry Lucas, the Ohio State NBA star. Hard work at midcourt. Whitehead dueling with Damon Johnson. There seem to be some famous sons, nephews, whatever. There's the man
around here long enough at Vandy games. You'll see eventually a number of the stars, the people who sing and perform here in the Nashville area. They'll all come to the Vanderbilt games. In fact, a lot of them have season tickets here.
Yeah, we're told that Barbara Mandrell has 8 seats right behind us here.
I've been looking all afternoon, Bob.
And a travel. Drew Maddox on the travel. I don't think Barbara's here today. But a lot of other folks are. Now, there we are. We're down in the pit there.
About as low as we can get.
These guys sure look tall from down here, Larry. 8 minutes in. Tennessee 10, Vandy 7, a very low-scoring game. Vandy averaging 75 points a game. Tennessee playing tough defense, only averaging 67. But they're second in scoring defense in the league, and Kevin O'Neill teams always play great field goal defense.
I think that says a lot about their club, the fact that they got so few people on scholarship that can play, and as good a defense as they're playing, to be able to be in that position to have those numbers.
Shot clock at 4, and another turnover, this time an offensive foul. Looks like Damon Johnson with his first.
You know, Bob, one of the problems that Kevin O'Neill has with his Tennessee club is the fact that they just don't have enough players they can ill afford fouls like this. You can see the hook right there. No doubt about it. Damon Johnson reaching around. Max Whitehead, the guy who got hooked.
8.5 minutes in. Jan Van Brederkoff did not want a pace like this. Tennessee slowing it down nicely. This is the way Tennessee likes to play. Keep it low scoring, get up and down the floor just a bit, and they lead by 3. Big Monday coming up, presented by Bud Light.
President of Tulsa, tell us about that Oklahoma State matchup. Is it strong?
They call it the Bedlam Series, and they call it that for football, wrestling, and basketball. And Gallagher Iber Arena, Larry, one of the toughest places to win anywhere.
I've been there.
Eddie Sutton turns up that defense. You can get smothered in there in a hurry. That's the second of 3 Monday night. Vandy's gone cold. They're one of their last 10 from the field. They get 11. That's why Tennessee's been able to take off on a 7-0 run. And now the Vols up by 3 down the court after some good hard work by Kevin Whitted on the defensive iron.
One of the problems that Vandy has experienced this year is they've had some serious runs made on them. They have to eliminate. Penn State had a 25-0 run, and then they had a 19-0 run in 2 of their losses. And in both of those losses, you've got to eliminate those runs. I mean, clubs get ahead of you, and they just push it out there.
Frank Secker, the foul, his first. On Shane Williams.
You can imagine having a 25-0 run, 1 Penn State and 19-0 against Florida. It's tough to come back against those.
Now there's Kevin O'Neill down at the other end. And the ball taken off the iron by J.J. Lucas, who's second on the team in rebounds despite coming off the bench.
High post screens, Milburn and Lucas trying to free Secker out front.
Howard Flood always looking for penetration. McMahon for Secker, got it back well beyond the arc. Still can't get one down.
Look at Hamer get in the air. Oh.
He's second in this league with 9 boards a game.
The Big Orange is drawing down the Orange right now.
15 seconds away from the midway point in the half.
There's that double down. Count it.
Yes, sir.
Hamer, Secker late getting there, and Hamer with some strength turned and got it in. Wait, now watch again. Watch the good lob pass inside. Hamer's there. Here comes Secker from the right side. Fouls there. Hamer recognizes it, gets it up off the glass, and gets the basket. Good heads-up play by Steve Hamer.
Drew Maddox will check in for Vandy, and Secker with 3 points and a couple of fouls will have to take a seat. Hamer already has 6 boards to go with his 4 points as he tries to complete the 3-point play. That is some ugly shooting early.
Crowd getting a little antsy here in Nashville. They want to see their Commodores tune it up a little bit.
Maddox on the wing. That's Milburn. And a soft hook. There's J.J. Lucas. How many times do you think he had to shoot that over Dad?
I'll say one thing. He probably had some pretty good defensive work on him when he was trying to get it shot.
They love his one-on-one play. He's a young player who's more advanced offensively than he is on the defensive end. But that's understandable.
Good defense by the Commodores here.
High off the glass, and too high it was for Shane Williams.
Milburn with another rebound.
Here's Pride. A little hook pass. Got it back from Lucas. Now back to J.J. And Pride tries the 3. First basket for the sophomore out of Huntsville. And Kevin O'Neill wants a 20-second timeout.
He's starting to see the potential for a big run coming from Vanderbilt, and Kevin O'Neill says, let's stop right here and talk about this. Finally, Vandy got somebody out front that could stick a three. They were having trouble getting it in there. Howard Pride finally got it. Here's Tennessee's key win against South Carolina. Losses to Michigan State, Georgia, and Arkansas. But it's a Tennessee club again, woefully short on personnel. Big wins by Vanderbilt over Alabama and a very resurging Virginia club. Losses to Florida, Georgia, and Arizona State. Pretty good schedule by Vanderbilt. There's some good clubs.
Yes, there are. And Vandy was pretty athletic against that athletic bunch from Arizona State. They had 11 blocks in that game and still lost by 6. Bill Frieder's team, a lot of athleticism out of that Pac-10.
It's starting to develop into something pretty substantial out there, Bob. Stanford's starting to come on very strong.
The three won't go. That was Damon Johnson out there on the left wing. Tennessee playing good, tough defense so far. Vandy has really had to work hard for everything.
Tennessee has extended that defense. They were concerned about the three-point shooting of Vanderbilt. I think Kevin O'Neal, while he likes to pack his defense back in, has had to extend it up to that arm to shut down that three-point shooting of Vandy. They've been successful.
Yeah, they're only 2 out of 7. Lucas with the hook. Maddox has it. Draws the foul.
Watch J.J. Lucas with a little soft hook over Hamer, short. Watch Maddox work his way inside of Damon Johnson and get it back up and get fouled. No block out, and Maddox took advantage. Good move.
He's got Vandy's last couple of points. He tries for the three-point play here, and he appeared to be on his way down when he actually put the shot up. And by the way, Vandy's a very good free throw shooting team. Top 5 in the nation, leading the SEC. That's exactly what they did last year when they shot 75%.
They are always strong from that free throw line.
And how about that? The Chargers to the Super Bowl, winning on the road in Pittsburgh.
Now, congratulations to Bobby Ross and his staff. That's a terrific job. Well done.
Maybe playing as well now as they did when they had the great start to the '94 season. Nice dish.
Hamer strong. Good pass.
Great service from Damon Johnson.
Damon Johnson with a nice turnaround. He got doubled up and went straight to Hamer on the inside. Look at the double team. Hamer's open. The pass. The jam. The foul by McMahon. Good work by the Volunteers. That's a heads-up play right there. Nice pass. McMahon went right up for Hamer. No way he was going to stop that shot.
This time Hamer completes the three-point play. He has 7. Tennessee hanging tough. It's a tie game. Just under 8 minutes to go. First half in Music City. With the Hamer free throw, Tennessee leads it 16-15. A team that has to play a lot of guys, a lot of minutes. Shane Williams has gone the distance this year in 7 games. He's played 40 minutes.
Take a look at the rest of the numbers down there. Carnes and Johnson both in the 30s, and Hamer at 30. I'd say it makes it so difficult. And more than anything, Bob, makes it difficult to practice because you have to have a lot of walk-ons to go out there. And as Kevin O'Neal told me, he says, in practice, we do a lot of 2-on-2 work, a lot of 3-on-3 work because we can't go up and down. We don't have the competitive flavor we need to have to stick guys out there to put them up against walk-ons.
And there's what you mentioned before. Coach getting to talk right to that baseline official during the entire possession.
He's got Ted Hillary right next to him.
Shane Williams with his second foul. Offensive rebounds, Vanderbilt. And Brian Milburn is the primary reason. Right on top for Maddox. This is McMahon. Playing without Frank Secker right now, who's got a couple of fouls. And a 3-second violation.
Second call. Ooh. I think it was against Malik Evans.
Ted Hillary making the call down there in the baseline. Also full-court pressure. They'll ease off the Commodores will now. They love constant ball pressure out of their man-to-man. And they extend it way out beyond the arc.
Well, Bob, that's not a bad idea because Tennessee's had success getting the ball inside the Hamer. Why prevent the ball? I mean, keep the ball from getting in there. You go out and press.
Aliko Dunk handling the ball. Flashing down the paint and drawing a Vandy foul.
Watch this young man off the bench. A Lico dunk coming straight down the lane. He looks for Hamer because he knows he has nowhere else to go. Got a push, a little shove. See who the foul was on.
Frank Secker is back.
Who was that foul on? You know?
The foul was on Drew Maddox. There's a Lico.
I love his name, Lico Dunk.
Out of Carolina. Look at the left-hander. Damon Johnson rolling at home for his first field goal.
That was first team JUCO All-American.
And the Tennessee foul. That will be number 3 on Damon Johnson. This is not a team that can afford foul trouble on anybody. Kevin Whitted will check back in. Whitted, outstanding athlete, great shooter. So they really don't lose that much when they got to get the guard out of there.
Well, McMahon again struggling from the field.
Has scored nothing so far.
Good entry pass again into the middle.
But he takes a charge. McMahon's 0 for 7 from the floor, but he draws the offensive foul there on a Lico dunk. And that kind of brings into focus what Ronnie's done around here for a number of years. Outstanding defense.
Well, we talk so much about his three-point shooting ability, but he is very good on the defensive end. Good hands and good feet.
He's always played in the shadow of guys like McCaffrey.
Yeah, exactly. But one of the things that makes him a good defender is the fact that he moves his feet. He gets in position to draw those charges.
McMahon on top from Secker.
Good defensive work out front by Dump again on McMahon.
Malik Evans, baseline left.
Bob, one of the cardinal sins in college basketball or pro basketball is allow a guy to go to the baseline. Watch again. Watch the move straight down to the baseline. You don't allow this guy to get in there. That penetration right there by Evans got him the basket. You've got to be able to get over there, and Whitted did not allow Evans, or stop Evans from getting to that basket.
And then Hamer had to commit the foul. Malik Evans was a small forward. Now he's a power forward coming off the bench. He's had a couple of good ball games. They love the way it's working in practice. He's Vanderbilt's best athlete. We just saw why a minute ago. Game tied. We've had a couple of ties and 4 lead changes in the first 14 minutes.
Andy with pretty good pressure on the ball. Secker right now out front guarding Williams.
Jumped down. Hamer wasn't looking for it. He thought Whitted was going to shoot the jumper. Kevin is a big man who's got that kind of range.
Sometimes it's miscommunication. When you move the basketball, you got an open shot. I think Whitted expected to go up, then he looked down, thought he saw Hamer open. Hamer said, thought you were going up, big fella, and going to shoot it.
6 volunteer turnovers. And Vandy with a chance to go back out on top. There's Malik Evans again. Good look down to Maddox and a nice hook. And that's 7 for Drew Maddox off the bench. Their bench averages 29 points a game.
You know, Bob, it's interesting that Maddox is getting all of his points inside. None of them coming outside.
Yeah, and he's a 1-2-3 guy. He's a perimeter player. There's a steal. Here he comes again.
A rare layup.
Perimeter guys don't dunk. And a timeout by Tennessee. 5:15 first half. Maddox.
The Volunteers by 4. Watch Malik Evans deliver the basketball. When you're covered, look for an opening. He did. He found an open man underneath, and Drew Maddox, who's getting it done on the inside offensively. But now watch what he does on the perimeter defensively. A great steal out front. Pushes the ball up the floor, looks over his shoulder quickly, and lays it off the glass. No dump, and a little celebration from the youngster from Nashville.
Good Pasture Christian High School, where he was an All-American, a 3-time All-Stater. In this game, he's got 9 points, a rebound, and that steal. He had some quality minutes against Alabama. 10 points, couple of steals. One of those sparks off the bench.
Think that'll make Dad and Granddad happy?
Oh. Ray and Ed wearing the same number as his father did, number 45 here, when Dad Ray was a teammate of Jan Van Bredekoff, 71-73. And a 4-point Commodore lead as the Vols inbounded. 5:10 to go, first half. Chris Fowler's in the studio today at halftime. We'll bring you up to date on a rather abbreviated schedule of college basketball, and he'll probably drop a little football in there for you as well.
Howard Pride with a foul right there. He got the worst of that clash over on the sideline. Tried to go over and steal it, got banged in the head, drew the foul.
Well, Howard Pride doesn't have that many famous relatives, but he does have 9 siblings.
Think there was a struggle or a battle at that supper table, everything?
Well, they didn't have to play 2-on-2 like O'Neal does. They could go 5-on-5. Rebound in the run for Frank Secker. Tennessee 2 out of 4 from three-point range. There's Malik Evans again. And this time he draws the foul on Kevin Whitted. And Kevin O'Neal's going to walk out there and pull Whitted to that baseline and say, stay right here.
Watch again. Now, Evans again goes baseline, and Whitted, slow reacting, hooks him with that right leg. All you've got to do is just simply beat the man to the baseline, turn him back to the middle where you've got help. Yeah, Kevin, pat yourself on the other side of the head, too. You've got to be alert.
Malik Evans, great free throw shooter. 26 out of 31 heading into that one. So he's about a mid-80s guy. They've got Howard Pride shooting 92%, Secker 78, McMahon 77, Brian Milburn 13 out of 14.
Pride ranked 6th in the nation in free throw percent.
And he's right in there.
I guess the message is don't foul the Commodores.
And now they take off on a 9-0 run after the earlier 7-0 run by Tennessee. Dave Carnes around the perimeter. Out on top, Shane Williams.
And one hamer if they can get it to him.
Aliko Dunk's their best penetrator, but he picks up his dribble. Shot clock is under 10. Whitted gets it back. He's got range out there, but it just wouldn't go. J.J. Lucas sweeping it clean.
Lucas doing good work inside, guarding Hamer and also getting on the glass.
J.J. 6'10", 265. He may not be through growing. Only a freshman.
Upper, is that length or width?
Just about the same. Plenty of time. Shot clock at 12. Maddox feeling his way around the perimeter. Secker for Pride. Got a man off the floor. Somebody's got to be open. There's Drew Maddox on the wing. Shot clock at 2. He's got to throw up a prayer. And then they're lucky with Malik Evans getting the long rebound. 3.5 to go in the first half.
Vandy gets another opportunity. Watch the alignment here. Down underneath. The screen, the pop out. Watch the corner pass. Not there. Look in the post.
The hook to Lucas.
Here comes the hook.
Yep. He was stopped cold by Hamer. Commodores will have the jump ball.
Watch the double down again. Hamer on the backside, but watch the front come in too. Well, Hamer was right there just to nail him. And there comes Dunk to grab.
22nd timeout called by Jan Van Bredikoff of Vanderbilt. SEC, one of the leagues using the 22nd timeout this year. You see Buzz Peterson in the background, former Carolina Tar Heel. Charles Davis, a Vandy graduate, who played 9 years in the NBA, and Kerry Keating, who just came over from Dave Odom's staff at Wake Forest.
Two interesting stories about one about Buzz Peterson. When he was a senior in high school, he was named the North Carolina Player of the Year, beating out a guy by the name of Michael Jordan. You see him at the right there, to the right of Van Bredikoff. Charles Davis, on the other hand, has an organization called the Charles Davis Fund. Helps inner city kids. We took a look at Jan Van Bredikoff as a forward from 1971 to 74, and there he is with the New Jersey Nets in his ABA days.
Last of 5 teams he played for: Denver, Virginia, Kentucky, New York, and Jersey. He was a SEC Player of the Year in '74 when the Commodores won the title way back when. And this is not that unusual. I mean, Tennessee doesn't have any bench scoring, really, because all their guys are pretty much their starters who play. Vandy on pace, though. There's Tom Lopes to go way over their bench average of 29 points a game. Around the perimeter, Pride. McMahon in the corner for Secker. When he's open, forget it.
Did you see that left leg go back and get his feet underneath of him and get him established? Well, that is a play that Vandy has run for years. They get that guy open in the corner, and Secker can deliver the punch.
Largest lead, Vandy by 9. And the drive by Shane Carnes gets a whistle. It'll be Howard Pride with his second. 5 minutes and 10 seconds. The 12-0 run now after that 3 by Secker earlier. The Volunteers had a 7-0 run over nearly 3 minutes. And there's Brian Milburn, who just checked back in.
Maddox opens the bench. Tell you what, two pretty good players for that position in today's game. Milburn producing off of the glass, and Maddox getting it done with the basket.
Shane Carnes, a couple of assists today, and he can't hit the front end of the 101. 2:45 remaining. Commodores with a chance to move the lead to double digits. There's McMahon, baseline left.
Good ball movement by Vandy. Pride had his shot. He gave it up to McMahon.
Yeah, he covered some ground, didn't he? But he just can't get the shots to go in.
Boy, McMahon really struggling.
And then he gets it back for his team with some hard work in the backcourt. He might be 0 for 9 from the floor, but he has had a couple of steals.
Watch the work by these two clubs hustling to the corner to try to get the ball. Tom Lopes, the official, looking down as he sees Alicio Dunk step on the line, and Vandy gets the ball back. Ronnie McMahon having no success from outside.
Maddox kicks it in for Lucas. At the high pivot, looking for somebody to break off the ball. Shane Carnes says that's enough possession for you. 2-on-1, he'll do it himself and draw the foul on Brian Milburn.
Good move by the freshman. Played at Oak Hill Academy, came up, protected the basketball, and drew the foul. Two excellent plays here. One is the defensive play right here as he steals the ball from J.J. Lucas. Shane Carnes grabbing it, heading the other way. Lucas is not going to catch Carnes, but he does have Milburn to contend with, and Milburn commits the foul.
See if he can hit the front end this time.
Carnes had a great game early against Michigan State, another club that's been playing very well of late. 22 against them.
Yeah, and in that game, he had 5 out of 5 from three-point range. He's a 41% guy from out there. Just a freshman out of Kingsport, Tennessee. And he's got them both this time. Under 2 minutes to go, and the Commodores lead the Volunteers by 7.
Good screen to free Lucas. There's that hook.
He's got a couple.
I'm going to tell you what, Bob, he's going to challenge Dimitri Hill for the best hook in the SEC.
It may not be a meat hook, but it's a good one.
You just envision in the backyard somewhere, he and his dad going at it one-on-one playing. I can.
And on a cold winter's afternoon in Middletown, Ohio. You can see him doing it. That's Shane Carnes in a lot of traffic. Commodores have gone insane defensively on this possession.
They are really hustling. Oh, they're all over the floor.
Chris Fowler's in our studio today with our Delta Faucet halftime report. We're a minute 25 from that. And Chris will have scores and highlights from around the nation. And a profile. ESPN, of course, they know all about women's basketball in these parts. Vandy's drawn some of the great crowds for women's hoops. Jim Foster, a good program here, and Pat Head Summit up in Knoxville. Memorial Gymnasium. So you have to get a boarding pass if you sit up in the press box.
Zone defense by Vandy on the out-of-bounds play.
Shot clock at 2. And from the right wing, Shane Williams with a long 3.
Junior college transfer waited to the last second to get it, and Tennessee having some success waiting to that last second to get shots to go down for them.
Vanderbilt lead down to 6 as we go to the last minute. Maddox back to Milburn. Trying to post up. Catch Whitehead down there.
Whitehead much bigger and stronger than Shane Carnes, who's guarding him.
They got a big lineup with Lucas in there as well. And Whitehead shot well short. Trying to save it was Brian Milburn. Could not do it. Malik Evans and Ronnie McMahon will come in for the final defensive possession of the half.
Well, so far Tennessee has hung out pretty well against the Vandy club that, with use of their bench, has forged to a 6-point lead. Got to give Kevin O'Neill a lot of credit for that. You've got 7 players to play. You got to utilize them in the best fashion you can. And that means knowing when a guy's getting tired out there, too.
There's only about a 1.5 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Softly off the glass, Shane Williams couldn't get it down. Aligo Dunk got it back. Now there's no shot clock as it moves under 10. They take the shot early, and the 3 was missed. Then a foul. That's awfully early to be taking the shot if you want the last one.
Bob, 2 things there. One is you don't take the shot with that much time left on the clock. And secondly, you certainly don't want to commit a foul just before halftime to allow yourself to go in there with 1 extra foul. Whitted now can get himself in foul trouble, and they can't do that with Tennessee.
Larry, he's in foul trouble. That's his 3rd.
Watch again. Now, here's the shot. 9 seconds on the clock. Now, watch Whitted commit the foul on Evans on the back on the rebound. 2 bad plays there, the shot and the foul.
Malik Evans at the line. And the soft touch, spinning it home. That's 6 for the junior out of Willow Ridge in Houston.
Malik's got the dark socks on. Everybody else got white socks on there. He's got dark socks on.
Sinister looking off the bench. He's great at getting offensive rebounds. He tried to flash a pass down. Chris Woods wasn't ready for it. Volunteers have a chance for a final shot. They got to go 94 feet in 4 seconds. And the hanger will not go for Shane Williams. Vandy goes on a 15-5 run the last 7 minutes of the half, and they lead it 30-23. And Chris Fowler, a matinee in the SEC. It's sort of a grinder here in Nashville so far.
Well, Bob, Vanderbilt fans wait all year long until hoop season to get revenge against Tennessee for the football embarrassment. So far, so good. They lead by 7 at the break. Coming up on the Delta Faucet halftime report, we will run down the other Sunday matinee.
Bad players, the front court players. And the 2 guys that really got it done on either end, one obviously for Tennessee was Steve Hamer. You can see him going back in as Ronnie McMahon commits the foul. On the other end, the freshman from Middletown, Ohio, J.J. Lucas, the son of Jerry Lucas, takes the nice bounce pass, and he's got a nice soft hook shot, something the rest of the SEC will be looking at for the next 4 years.
And the real interesting thing about the field goal stats, the fact that, yeah, they're shooting 50%, but Tennessee's only had 16 shots the entire first half. Vanderbilt's 11 out of 29, so they're nearly doubled up on them in attempts.
Yeah, you can see the offensive rebounding right there in favor of Vanderbilt. Second chance points again in favor of Vanderbilt. But look at the bench scoring. Again, we realize what's going on. Tennessee with a lack of numbers, 20-0. Front court scoring was dead even, and we start the second half with the Commodores up 7.
And with the basketball. Chris Woods out on top. Chris Secker working around the perimeter. 30-23 Vandy at the half. They led by as many as 9. And UT even led a couple of times in the midway part of the first half.
Well, McMahon was going to get his first basket there, Bob.
0 for 9 from the field in the first half, including 0 of 5 from 3-point range. Ronnie will need to get something going offensively in the second half.
I think it's positive for the Commodores to know that they're up by 7 with McMahon not scoring any points from the field.
James Carnes on the foul.
He'd like to turn that around.
Free throws are a way to do it. And the 49ers have scored first in the NFC Championship game. The Chargers became only the 2nd NFL team to win a playoff game on the road. The Bears at Minnesota had won the previous one. Other than that, it's been all home teams until the Chargers got it done at Three Rivers today.
See again, that good patient, good lob inside to Hamer.
And he's big enough to catch it when nobody else was.
Well, that's the kind of offense I know that Kevin O'Neill would like to continue if they can get the ball to Hamer. Vandy double-teamed him a lot in the first half.
Hamer 9 points now to go with his 7 rebounds, an assist, and a block. Underneath, Woods working hard, and Hamer on his back. That'll be his second.
Hamer tried for the block. That was the defense. Watch the offense. Nice lob right here. Now watch the catch. Got it up over Woods' head. You see the Vandy players converging, but it's way too late. And he's smart not to bring it down. Had he brought it down, he'd have been in trouble because he had 2 Vandy guys right in his lap.
Chris Woods, another Commodore who did not score in the first half.
Yeah, Woods.
He has the point to go with his rebound. Out of the St. Louis area, Francis Howell North High School in St. Charles. Ball tipped on the offensive end there by Brian Milburn, but the Volunteers came up with it.
Pride trying to bother Carnes a little bit out front. Checker on Williams.
There's Whitted swinging it to the wing for Damon Johnson. All the fouls have touched it on this possession as it goes down to Hamer. And was it Milburn getting there a little bit late? That'll be his second.
Bob, I think the obvious game plan for Kevin O'Neill is to get the ball to Steve Hamer. 2 possessions down and 2 lot passes inside, both to Steve Hamer. Watch Milburn come from the backside and commit the foul. You know, both of those passes were excellent, too. They got him right up over the top of Chris Woods, the Vandy center. And Hamer was inside and almost got another basket. On his way to a double-double.
Yeah, he's had 3 of them this year. His last 2 games have been double-doubles. He had 15 points, 11 boards at Arkansas, followed it up with 19 and 11 against South Carolina. Had a monster game earlier this year against Morehead State. They didn't have anybody to deal with him, and he had 27 points and 16 boards. 6-point game in the first minute and a half out of the locker room. Each of these teams 1 and 2 in the SEC. Vandy 7 and 4 overall. Tennessee 6 and 5. McMahon is 0 of 6 from 3-point range. Waiting forever was Woods to get his shot off down there, and there were too many Volunteers around.
Well, Johnson passed up an easy one there.
Yeah, he had 2 chances to shoot the ball. Now Pride closes on him and gets called for a hand check or a reach in. That'll be his third.
Bob, I can probably understand why. Damon Johnson is only 1 for 4 from 3-point range this year. He's not taking a lot of shots out there. I don't think he has the confidence to put that ball up.
But Larry, usually guys coming out of JUCO have one philosophy about that: shoot your way out of a slump.
Most of them do.
They're not guys standing around waiting to pass.
Maybe the influence of Kevin O'Neill, you know? Some coaches can get you, put that bridle inside and pull you back and say, we're not going to let you go any further. It's the way you're going to play.
Drew Maddox, the man who checked in for Vandy, and a good deflection there by Maddox, who had 9 points, a rebound, and an assist in the first half. And that steal. Get it on the wing for Johnson. Heyman looking for the entry pass. Hamer forcing his way in. The left-hander wouldn't go for him, and Maddox pulled it down, and he was fouled.
I think Whitted just got his 4th foul.
That is big trouble for Tennessee.
Hamer has had some success in the second half. He tries to push this one a little too far. The left hand, you can see Woods putting the big body on him, keeping him away from there, and there is the real unfortunate foul for Tennessee with Whitted with 4. He'll have to sit now for a number of minutes here in the second half.
Yeah, maybe a big number. 17 minutes and 52 seconds remaining when he drew that 4th foul. Great look underneath. McMahon finding Malik Evans.
And one thing, McMahon's total game has not suffered just because his scoring isn't there.
Now again they pound it to Hamer. Evans and Woods, the double team. Maddox the steal. 2-on-2, and it's knocked away by the hustling Damon Johnson.
Bob, I always think it's important when you're feeding the post to make sure not only do you feed it away from the defense, but that you make it a good bounce pass where you can reach and catch it. McMahon laid it right out there for Malik Evans to grab and put in the basket.
Evans again, this time from Secker, as the Vols fell asleep on the inbounds play. 10-point Vanderbilt lead in the first 3 minutes of the second half.
I think Jan Van Bredekoff smelling something here, applying that pressure quickly. Got a chance to put this game away early.
Hamer put it on the floor and immediately drew a triple team. They've got to get something from the outside. We know that's not their forte, but they've got to get something. Chris Woods blocking a Lico dunk. 4-on-3, Secker. Woods way up there, and he draws the foul. And that will be 3 on Steve Hamer.
Well, Vandy's getting it done on both ends. Watch the move on the inside by Dunk. Right there is Woods to knock it away. Watch on the other end as Maddox picks it up. You can see Secker on the left side. The good bounce pass, the shot, the miss, but watch the follow by Woods. You not only had the block, you got the rebound, and then drew the foul from Hamer. Good work and good hustle by Chris Woods.
Free throw won't go for Chris, who's 1 of 3 from the line. Hamer's in trouble. Whitted's on the bench with 4 fouls. Kevin O'Neal is shorthanded.
What that does, Bob, it puts a lot of pressure on him. You're right about having to do everything on the inside because he has no help now. There's no one of any size in there to help him.
Fans are screaming. They thought Hamer was in the lane even before the shot was released. And we've got a foul. You know, we talked about depth and the lack thereof that Tennessee has to deal with. Kevin O'Neal, and I think this quote says it all. If he keeps getting more fouls in this game today, he may have to call Philip Fulmer and get some defensive linemen to play this game.
I think he will avoid the swimmers and the skiers, though.
Chris Woods on the last foul. He'll take a breather. Volunteer football team finished the season in great fashion. And you heard Chris Fowler mention what they did to Vandy on this campus, a block from here. The last week of November, it was 65-0 in football. Jerry DiNardo's last game here before he went to LSU. Great drive, a Lico dunk, and some of the Tennessee folks told me, Larry, their goal today was to outscore the football team. I'm not sure they're going to make it.
Secker, Vandy will.
He's got 3 threes, and they lead by 11, 16 minutes to go.
Secker is 4th in the Southeastern Conference in threes made per game, right on his average.
Shane Carnes. Entry pass, working hard, Hamer, and a foul drawn.
Hey, something else, Bob. Vandy keeps that streak going along with 3 other colleges in the country for having made a 3 ever since they made that rule in '87. As you watch the Tennessee offense, good bounce pass to Hamer. You can see Lucas right there trying to guard. Pretty good maneuver around the wide body.
Hamer at the line where he shoots 59%. He's got a couple of blocks. That's his 12th point of the day. Out of Grand Junction, Tennessee. All-SEC freshman team a couple of years ago. Now in his junior year, but he couldn't knock it down. And it's a 10-point game as we move down to 15:40 remaining.
I'm not too sure how long Kevin O'Neal can keep Kevin Whitted out of this game. He's going to have to get him back in there pretty soon.
Lucas rejected by Hamer. Running is Shane Williams. On the wing, Shane Carnes. Underneath, Damon Johnson. Can't spin it home, but Hamer's there to follow.
Well, Steve Hamer's getting it done for Tennessee. He is the only shining star on this Volunteer club this second half.
And Secker has a dozen. He can not only shoot the 3, he hardly ever turns the ball over. And there's Lucas with the block. And then he was grabbed by a Lico dunk. J.J. Lucas, 6'10", 265. Fouled by a 6-footer. And Vandy is getting it done. So's Hamer. Vanderbilt is using the 3s now. Frank Secker's 4 out of 5 from 3-point range. And Vandy is one of those schools, and Larry, it's kind of a surprisingly short list of teams who having that 3-point streak. The way they play, they used to play the 45-second clock, and now they just chew up about most of the 35-second clock on every possession.
Well, Secker's been hitting them. This man right here, McMahon, has not been.
And the 49ers have scored again. Starting to look like an all-West Coast Super Bowl coming up. Away from the ball. It looks like Howard Pride. No, can't be him. The referee signaled 1-3. There's no 13 on the floor except for Howard, and he's not in the game. So I'm guessing it might have been Aliko Dunk, number 12. And that will be his third.
Lucas, strong inside move. Nice pass by Secker.
That's a half dozen for J.J. 3 rebounds and an assist in the first half for the freshman out of Ohio. Damon Johnson, quick. And a foul. Oh!
No continuation in college basketball, but this was close. Watch again the move by Damon Johnson. There's the grab. Well, I don't know. After he got grabbed, he did the little jump step. Watch it again. See, you can see it here. Nothing there. I don't know about that. Doesn't make any difference, though. The Volunteers just pick up 3 points
on a continuous play. 45-35. That gets it back to 10. 14-10 to go.
There's a fan over here that's pretty vociferous with the official.
Yeah, the only problem was he called him Clardy. That's John Clarkerty. Everybody knows John.
Yeah. He just read the program. He doesn't know him.
Yeah. After the steal, Secker. Good chance. The foul for McMahon, but it'll be waved off on the foul. And it looks like Shane Williams was on Frank Secker. So the Volunteers had to retreat as the Commodores tried to turn some defense into points.
We got a 20-second timeout coming up right now. Tennessee's going to take one to talk about some of I think their problems on offense. They're not able to get the ball inside the Hamer that last trip, and I think Kevin O'Neill wants to discuss this.
13:54 remaining. And Vandy on top, 45-35. Southeastern Conference divided into East and West, and right now Kentucky's looking awfully good. They didn't look that great in winning yesterday, Larry. A little lethargic when they beat Georgia, but it was a big win for them.
Yeah, they really did. Rick Pitino didn't even show up for his radio show afterwards. He said, I don't want to say anything bad, and I didn't see anything a whole lot good in that game we played yesterday. LSU 2-0 up on top. Take on Alabama in Tuscaloosa Tuesday night, a big game. Mississippi State, the surprising club, I think, for other people around the country, seeing that Arkansas is fourth. There's a man who just woke up. He's watching the game. That's what he's doing. Looking down. His little TV in his hand. Well, that's something to do. You know, come to a college basketball game, watch the action in Nashville, and watch the NFL playoffs on your small TV.
Everything's up to date here. And that's 13 for Frank Secker. They love their hoops in this town. Isn't that great? Sunday afternoon. Lousy weather outside. It's been raining all night. And we've got 15,000 here. Largest city in the SEC, by the way, that has a campus. Aliko Dunk. Switching it for Williams. And how about that? A Tennessee 3.
You know what happened there? They went to a zone defense. Vandy did, and Tennessee just moved the ball around the perimeter. They found the opening, and Shane Williams took advantage of it.
Vandy will play some matchup zone occasionally just to give a different look. That look may not last very long.
Yeah, I think I'd go back to that pressing defense that they had in the man-to-man. They were much better with it. A chance they could run this Tennessee club down with the lack of personnel they had.
Lucas can't drop the hook. We'll see if the defensive look turns out to be a blink.
Yeah, they're back man-to-man now. Just at one time.
Hamer just tipping it around. Then he tried to switch it out for Williams, but he was off balance. Every time there's a 50-50 ball, it seems like Drew Maddox is around.
Well, that was a good closeout on the corner on McMahon over there.
Secker for Maddox. Air ball. Damon Johnson will run with it.
Tennessee needs to be very patient here now. The basket put him in this game.
And it wouldn't go for Shane Williams. McMahon will run with it. Maddox will switch it. Secker, he's really looking assertive. Lucas, he's got a little range. What happened to that one?
Oh, go back to the block and shoot the hook.
He just didn't get squared up there at all.
You know what? But Bob, you make a good point. He does have good range. He's a good shooter from out there. Didn't do it on that particular possession.
Well, he's got the hook inside, and outside he's got range to the three-point line. That's what we meant earlier when they told us that Vandy's freshman Lucas is very advanced offensively. His father's worked with him on being an inside and an outside guy. And Kevin Whitted is back in the game with over 12 minutes to go.
I think that's a smart move on Kevin O'Neal's part, getting back in here. He's going to get a TV timeout in just a minute, so they'll get another blow. But they've got to have somebody in there to help Hamer. Hamer goes to the bench for a breather right now, but I expect both of them to be back in there soon.
Damon Johnson good to get it to drop.
O'Neal realizes that Hamer can't carry that physical load. I mean, you got to give him a little bit of a break here in the second half. That's why Whitted's in there.
Whitted's got the loose ball.
Oh, he had Shane Williams wide open underneath, too.
First Vanderbilt turnover this half. It took almost 8.5 minutes for it to happen.
And Bob, they only had 4 in the whole first half.
Sound fundamentally. And McMahon got his feet tangled up there with the Alico dunk. McMahon with his second foul.
You see Hamer on the bench getting a breather right there. Whitted trying to come over to set a screen, and McMahon just tripped him before he had a chance to get to the screen.
And the officials timeout, 11:27 to go. Some much needed breathers on that Tennessee bench, and they're still in it, only down by 9. Bill leading by 9 with 11:27 to go. These two schools also great names in women's college basketball. And the Vols will take on number 2 Connecticut. That's a special edition of women's basketball for you tomorrow on your holiday at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Number 1 Tennessee, number 2 UConn. Lobo and company waiting. That should be a dandy. And Kevin O'Neal hopes to get the men back up into that status someday. Larry, he's a guy who can get it done. He's done it before.
Well, he has, and he did it at Marquette for 4 years. Took over a program there that was not as much of disarray as Tennessee's was when he came in. Certainly, he's had the opportunity to take one program and build it up. He did. Took that Marquette club to the Sweet 16 last year, beating Kentucky, in fact, in Knoxville to get to that Sweet 16.
Yeah, Doug Dickey, the athletic director, had to sit and watch that happen on his own floor. A little bit of local pressure mounted to hire the young man from Marquette, and he did. And the 49ers up by 3 touchdowns now.
Interesting, too, that Kevin O'Neal was interviewed for this Vanderbilt job before Van Bredikoff got it. Pulled himself out at the last minute and decided to stay at Marquette.
Shane Carnes way out there. 8 for him. And it's a 6-point game, folks, with 11 minutes to go.
Volunteers continue to hang around. Whitted still at that post position with Hamer on the bench. Very small lineup in there for Tennessee right now. Jason Moore, young freshman from Franklin, Tennessee, in the lineup.
Pride stopped well by Alico dunk down near the baseline. Vandy without any points for the last 3 minutes, and it'll extend for another possession. Jason Moore is out there, a seldom used freshman for Tennessee. That's him with the ball right there out of Franklin, Tennessee, where he scored better than 2,000 points. Whitted, strong, too much so on the turnaround.
Yeah, he's got to be very careful. He went after that ball like he was getting ready to go get it, and he said, "Nope, I got 4 fouls. I'm going to back off."
Pride trying to hook it down. Volunteers had the big fella, Malik Evans, outnumbered.
Great job defensively by the Volunteers that time. They surrounded that basketball.
They hit a shot here. Things really get interesting. Ronnie McMahon is set to check back in for Vandy. Hamer is set to come back in for Tennessee. Way out there. And the 3 rattles home for Shane Carnes.
He's their best 3-point shooter. Now we've got a game.
They are nervous in Nashville. A 12-point game is now down to 3. Alley-oop to Evans. On the floor once and off the glass.
Good double team. Didn't do any good. Evans, very strong power move to the basket.
And Malik, their strength off the bench, stopping a 9-0 Tennessee run.
Well, we're sitting looking at McMahon getting ready to come back in for Vandy, and Tennessee's getting ready to come back with Hamer.
Malik Evans comes up with a steal. Alico dunk, got it right back. Look at this ball movement. Now they'll get their breath and work with 25 on the shot clock, and they'll work fast. And it's a 2 for Shane Williams. The young guys out of East Tennessee, Shane Carnes, Shane Williams, and Damon Johnson, getting it done offensively second half.
They learned to shoot well in those mountains.
Vandy wants a 22nd timeout.
look again at the shooting by the Tennessee Volunteers. Got a little Tennessee windage right now. Good lineup, good shot, nothing but the bottom of the net. Carnes getting it done. And as you said, Johnson and Shane Williams, all three out of the mountains of East Tennessee. Kevin O'Neill, young man from New York, saying, guys, let's keep shooting it like that.
Chateauguay, New York, went to college at McGill University up in Montreal, Canadian country. Youngest coach in the SEC. Kevin won't be 38 until the 24th of January. Coming up after basketball on ESPN this afternoon, the Senior PGA Tournament of Champions.
Fever. I want to get those sticks out.
Got to go to Puerto Rico. Can't play here today. Too wet. Malik Evans couldn't roll it home. Hamer's back in there. McMahon's back in there. The big boys are in the game for the stretch run.
Hamer's calling for it. I think they've got a holding foul on Woods inside.
You called it. That'll be 3.
Hamer takes the breather. He was out for about 3 minutes, and Kevin O'Neill puts him right back in, and immediately Tennessee goes right back to their strength, the inside play of Hamer. Look at this good pass away from Woods. Trying to get it there, and Woods grabbed him before Hamer could move down to the block.
You know, we talked about the Lucas father-son connection. Looks like the Conley connection is going on as well. I know your dad was an official in this league, what, 20 years?
Yeah, for many, many years. In fact, many times was booed in this place.
Well, I'm glad you're looking away from the ball, Larry. That's a sign of a great officiating family.
Well, he had some great times in here. Had a lot of fun. He refereed both the Atlantic Coast Conference and the SEC.
Another double-double for Hamer. His 3rd in a row, 4th of the season, and it's a 1-point game. Tennessee outscoring Vandy over the last 5-15, 10-2. There's Lucas posting up, and the hook.
You know what, you can almost say that's automatic, and Hamer's got to know that. Lucas likes to turn, go to that baseline, and shoot that little baby hook.
That baby hook's got 8 points off the bench. Commodores by 3, under 8 minutes to go. Look at the drive, Damon Johnson. Kept alive momentarily by Hamer. Commodores are running. McMahon, Secker, Evans, blocking foul. It'll be on Damon Johnson, who couldn't finish at the other end. That'll be his 4th.
John Clockerty had to lean over and look down to see who it was that committed the foul, and it was Damon Johnson. As you see McMahon come down with the basketball, good bounce pass to Secker. McMahon stands, waits, and there's the move. Good job. Good call by John Clockerty.
And Malik Evans back to the line. Malik's had some good games off the bench lately. Had 7 against Florida, 9 against Georgia. And he's got a dozen here today. That was the North Atlantic Conference we checked in on there. And Malik Evans, very good free throw shooter. 83% coming in.
Oh, look at Malik Evans' socks right there. I mean, how many people around the college basketball scene do you see wearing short, dark socks?
Probably see more now. He's got some ankle braces under there, but he looks pretty strong and athletic right now. He's got 14. Commodores by 5. Well, the Admiral trying to hang on here. Home of the Commodores, leading by 5. And Tennessee foul trouble could be a big factor, Larry. A lot of time to play. Half of the roster is in big trouble with 7:47 left.
Well, you take a look at those 5 guys, 2 of them with 4, Whitted and Johnson, Hamer, Dunk, and Williams, all with 3 apiece, and they've only got 7 guys available to play. They would have had an 8th, but Edric Bohannon, who is the transfer from Arizona, is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with a stress fracture of his left ankle. They actually put it in a cast on January the 6th. Otherwise, they would have another quality player to put out there.
Yeah, he's a former All-American out of Maine Central Institute from San Bernardino originally. And he was averaging 6 points and 5 rebounds a game for O'Neill. Fowles will throw it in. Down by 5.
By the way, while we were in commercial, I was informed that those socks that Malik Evans is wearing are actually ankle braces. He chose not to put socks over it, so he just puts ankle braces on with the shoes around him.
Well, we're bracing for a good finish here. Let's see what happens. On On the wing, Shane Williams posting up. Hamer kicks it back out and gets it right back.
The two-man game in the corner. Hamer with a move.
Even though Lucas had seemingly stopped him.
You know, I think he thought the ball was going to go back to the corner again. They were playing pass and catch back and forth in the corner. Hamer decided to wheel and go to the hoop. Good move.
18 for Steve. Maddox flashes, scores!
Maddox with a strong move. Watch Hamer playing catch in the corner. This time, look at the corner move. Nope, I'm going strong with it. Up and in. He had a wide open Damon Johnson on the other side. Didn't throw it to him. Steve Hamer doing a good number down inside on that block.
Another foul with 4 fouls. That was number 4 on Aliko Dunk. At the line, Drew Maddox.
So that gives them 3 players with 4 fouls.
Yes, sir. They've got to keep Hamer away from that fourth until the last few minutes. Commodores by 5, 7 minutes to go.
Well, now this is where Tennessee really has to show patience on offense. Just to say that, they go strong to the basket. Look at Hamer. Look at Hamer.
And a foul.
Steve Hamer all over that rim. We said patience, forget it. Shane Carnes strong to the basket. Watch 21 Hamer follow this up. Foul and the basket. Steve Hamer strong. Oh, that's good stuff.
Four-point game, 6:45. McMahon still can't score, and it's an offensive foul.
Well, you don't see this called very often in college basketball. That's a player control foul against Ronnie McMahon, who threw his left arm out to clear the defense away. You get it a lot in the NBA, but you won't get it in college. John Clougherty said, no, we're going the other way. That arm was just too obvious.
Ronnie McMahon, 3 fouls, 2 points. Who would have thought that? Number 4 scorer in the SEC at 18 points a game. A catch-and-shoot move. It won't go for Shane Williams. McMahon on the break. He'll gun it. It still won't fall. Dan Van Bredikoff was up off the bench with some body English. Larry, I don't know if he was trying to baby that shot in or if he was mad they didn't use any clock. And the 3 is down from Williams.
Shane Williams. Did I talk about patience for Tennessee? They just want to get it up and get it in the basket, and they're within 1.
Shane Williams has been on fire from the three-point line lately. Came into this game 50%.
What a great
last
comeback.
3 weeks.
Volunteers all over it.
Underneath, Malik Evans, and he can't get away from Damon Johnson, and I've got Damon for 5.
Watch Williams from beyond the arc. Nobody there to guard him, and he stuck it right in the bottom of the court. Tennessee doing a great job with the outside shooting in the second half.
Howard Pride in the game. Damon Johnson. Unless 5 fouls. They've got 30 seconds to replace him. Damon Johnson still has not taken a seat.
You know, Bob, this rule used to be 1 minute. They used to give you a full minute to replace the player, and the coaches took full advantage of it as a timeout, so they reduced the time back to 30 seconds.
And again, a guy that the Volunteers don't use very much. Jason Moore is in, a freshman from Franklin, right in this area. A former top 3 finalist for Tennessee Mr. Basketball Honors. He's a guy who can shoot, spotting up a bit. Normally doesn't play more than a couple times a game, but I need something from him down the stretch here.
Well, when you got a club like Tennessee that's got as many foul problems as they've got right now, and limited amount of personnel, they've got 6 guys left to play. Got a few walk-ons over there.
Malik Evans with his 15th point. They've got Paul Birch, a walk-on. Eddie Ball, a walk-on. Not having Bohannon really hurts him. And that keeps it a 2-point game. 3:40 to go. Last time Tennessee led was midway in the first half, excuse me. Been a long time, long road back for the Vols.
Good defense by Vandy right now. The Volunteers having trouble getting the ball inside.
Shot clock is at 10. Baseline drive, stopping Aliko Dunk. Everybody thought he walked. They go to Hamer. Rejected, Chris Woods. And the follow by Shane Williams.
Big basketball was Williams right there to gather that one in after Woods with a great block.
And it's all tied up with 5 minutes to go.
Bob, there was only 1 second on the shot clock when he let it go.
Maddox for Evans. Malik in traffic. Hamer gave him trouble. Adjusted the shot. Who's the foul on? Oh boy, that could be 5 on Aliko Dunk. So another Volunteer will be gone.
Go back and take a look earlier as we talked about the block of Chris Woods. Watch inside as Hamer tries to go in there. Opportunistic, right in the right spot. Shane Williams to nail it. We've got a tie basketball game, but the Volunteers just lost another player.
This is not what Kevin O'Neill likes about downsizing. A lot of that going on in business these days. He doesn't have enough bodies, and he's just lost 2 of them.
Well, they just moved one of the walk-ons back up closer to some of the assistant coaches to get more involved in this game. They've lost 2 players. They've only got 5 active.
And of course, they have a lot of guys who play a lot of minutes. Shane Williams plays 40 minutes almost every night. They've lost Damon Johnson at the 5:47 mark. Aliko Dunk here at the 4:48 mark. Jason Moore's 7 minutes is going to go up. Tie game. Malik Evans at the line with 4:48 remaining.
Now they've got Whitted and Hamer both in there at the same time. This is something they need to do anyway, because with Woods and Malik Evans in the game, it really was a mismatch for one of the other Tennessee Volunteers that have to guard Evans. Now they match up better on the inside. They've just got to be careful they don't foul.
And the normally reliable free throw shooting Commodores have missed a couple. McMahon steps in. Howard Pride steps out. Malik Evans steps back to the line. Way short. Never had a chance to get over the iron.
Evans, an 83% free throw shooter.
Tennessee with a chance for the lead. 4 on top, Shane Barnes. Shane Williams has been their go-to guy outside. Here's Hamer inside. Woods was on his back.
Well, Bob, they are doing everything in the world to get that ball inside to Steve Hamer. They're spreading the court, opening it up to try to not allow the double team. Look how spread Tennessee is with this offense. Whitted with a good pass. You can see Woods on the back of Hamer right there.
His 4th foul. With 4:31 to go, and Hamer at the line. "21 points. Home team coach concerned. He checks Milburn back in. Malik Evans gets a breather. That may be a sign a guy's a little tired when he misses a couple of free throws that didn't get over the iron.
Hamer got them both. He's not tired. But what a game he's played today, Bob.
22 points, 11 boards, partner. And Tennessee on top for the first time in a long time.
And really nobody else can help him on that inside. He's really done it pretty much by himself. Great effort today.
Drew Maddox. Watching him, Jason Moore. This is Secker. He's been quiet lately. McMahon kicks it to the corner for the 3. Well short. Up with it, Jason Moore.
Smart move, get it back, set the offense.
Yeah, when in doubt, give it to Shane. Tennessee scrapping. A blood and guts blue-collar team is how Kevin O'Neill and his coaches describe these guys. Same way people talked about the Marquette squad, and it was Jason Moore stepping over the sideline. Officials timeout. 3:41 to go. And the Battle of Tennessee is just that. The visitors on top by a couple. Kelly from the Caribbean to the rain of Vanderbilt we go. And this gym over the years, they've been playing here 43 years. Vandy has won 79% of their games here. But listen to these numbers from recent years. They've won 34 of their last 36 since 92. And if we go back to 87, Larry Conley, they've won in here 85% of the time. That's got to mean something down the stretch in this game.
Well, but right now, as the Volunteers have got the lead, they're up 2. Vanderbilt searching for some offense.
Howard Pride out on top. Ronnie McMahon. Will he ever get that first field goal today?
He's the man who has struggled. Pride with a good move inside.
Couldn't scoop it over the iron. Shane Carnes comes up with it. Howard Pride, the sophomore out of Huntsville. A little out of control that time. Whitted. He's managed to hang around, hasn't he? Playing up to the high post. There's Hamer down low. Gets it right back. Took a bit of a bump from Lucas. And then a bit of a block from Lucas. And another. And the Vols get it back. Underneath Hamer. And the whole bench was jumping up and down. They thought he was going to drop it.
Look at Kevin O'Neill in your picture right there. He was right on the baseline, yelling and screaming. He said, come on, keep it going. This is one of the advantages of having the bench underneath the basket. Watch Hamer trying to go up, and Lucas right back again with a second block. Hamer and Lucas with a battle underneath the big man. Watch the ball go to the corner. That's Kevin O'Neill right there. He almost ran over the official, Tom Lowe. Great pass. Hamer fouled. He'll go to the line, and he makes his first one.
Hey, Larry, is it legal for a coach to set a screen?
He screened the official out. He didn't let him get near that call. John Clougherty in front of Kevin O'Neill there. They're having a running conversation right now.
24 for Steve Hamer. He's doing it all. And the Vols lead by 4. 2:45 remaining.
Well, Vandy really needs to get McMahon involved here. He's got to step it up.
He's 0 for 11.
This has got to be it.
Ball was tipped. The ball was tipped by Shane Carnes. Shane Williams driving and dishing. Hamer keeps it alive, and finally, Brian Milburn says that's enough. Vanderbilt now missing its last 7 field goal attempts, and it's getting late. 2:10 to go. Milburn makes it 0 for 8. There was some contact, but it was clean from Whitted.
Well, Whitted has to avoid that 5th foul. Nice pass. Oh, is that good? Whitted
got his own, and that's only 4 for him, but a big 2 there. And Vanderbilt needs a timeout. They'll check Evans in. They'll check Maddox in with 1:55 remaining, and suddenly down by 6. O'Neill's Volunteers on an 8-0 run for the 6-point lead.
One fall, we took everything.
ESPN's NCAA basketball, brought to you by Lexus Luxury Automobiles, the result of a relentless pursuit of perfection.
Tennessee by 6, 1:55 to go. And the thing that makes today's game so odd for Ronnie McMahon of Vanderbilt, who's struggling at 0 for 12, he's been a good scorer throughout his career. But Larry,
here are the numbers today. Only 2 points and 3 rebounds, and has yet to get a field goal.
Yeah, the 2 points on free throws. He's done some good things defensively. They need points now. They've got him down low with Lucas. Secker long with the 3, and then it was McMahon on the back door picking up the offensive rebound. And the foul.
I said he's the guy that's got to step up the final 2 minutes. You know, when you're a senior and have been around here a long time and you produce the kinds of numbers that Ronnie McMahon has for these Commodores, you got to expect he's going to step up. That's a big rebound right there, and a couple of free throws will get them within 4. Well, Vandy is struggling from the free throw line. Number 1 in the conference, number 6 in the nation. The Commodores can't get one to drop.
Evans missed 2 in a row. And then McMahon misses 2 in a row. They're only 14 out of 23 today. A team came in shooting 76%. A minute and 30 to go.
Yeah, they're going to sit on this. Tennessee doesn't want to rush their offense.
Shot clock inside 15.
James Barnes, tough handling that basketball.
Now the shot clock is at 6. He'll drive and pull up. Forcing it. Never got anything. Whitted did, but what happened? He may have dribbled the ball out of bounds. Either that or he was out of bounds when he picked it up. 1:08 remaining. Lucas will check out for Vandy. They like him on the offensive end, but he'll check out to play defense. And that's the man who's in, Pax Whitehead, who's very athletic and very strong. They like him at the defensive end. The last time Vandy scored was with 5:47 to go. Now with 1:08 remaining, Tennessee calls a timeout. On the road, trying to pick up a big win early in the conference schedule.
Tennesseans love a parade.
All right, and here's the tune here, Chris. Each team with a timeout remaining. They've used their 20. Both are in the 10-foul situation, and Tennessee has that possession arrow. Most importantly, they have a 6-point lead with 1:08 remaining.
Well, that was the game by Steve Hamer. 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 block shots. That's 24 of the Tennessee 63 points. Magnificent day by the big center from Knoxville.
His career high 27 twice, LSU and Moorhead. And there's a 3 for Frank Secker. 17 for him. That cuts the lead in half as we get to the final minute. 2-on-1. They had Hamer open down low. They decided to go with a half-court offense.
Defense a little more active now after that 3-point field goal.
This is Jason Moore, a seldom-used freshman, handling it. In trouble. On the floor was Shane Williams. And they evidently called timeout. Tennessee got the timeout. Jason Moore, the man who doesn't play much, had the presence of mind to call the timeout.
Pretty sharp play right there by a freshman.
Timeout, Tennessee.
Tennessee out of timeouts. 42.9 to go. Fouls with the ball hanging on.
Bob, go back and look at the play just prior to the timeout being called. Now look at the floor action right here. You can see 2 players from Vandy and Tennessee on the floor. Now look at the timeout being called right there. Jason Moore standing over the top of all the bodies says, I want a timeout. And he got it. Smart play by the freshman.
Shane Williams was trying to throw the ball over the sideline off a Vandy player. But that man had the presence of mind to call the final timeout. 42.9 to go. Ball tipped away, Ronnie McMahon. 35.9 to go. His shot clock is at 11. And a 3-point lead. They've got to get a basket here and make it a 2-possession game.
If they do, they'll win the basketball game. If not, it'll be the Vanderbilt 3-point field goal attempts, which they're so good at, deciding the victory or the loss today.
Remember, this place has been a haven for buzzer beaters over the years. And the steal! Secker has it.
Do they go quick?
Yes. To tie. It's short. Hamer is fouled. Looks like McMahon may have gotten it.
Bob, there are 2 schools of thought in this situation. Do you run the clock out and take the last shot down 3, depending on a 3, or do you go right at the basket? I happen to agree with the philosophy of going right at the basket right now. Even though he missed, at least they had the opportunity to come back again. Watch again as Secker comes up. You can see Malik Evans with a screen. Secker's got a pretty good shot right here. Just hits the front of the rim.
And then Hamer takes control with his 14th rebound. McMahon his 4th foul. The big fella at the line again. He has done nothing wrong today.
What an effort by the center from Tennessee. He has just been magnificent.
Now it's a 4-point game. Final 23 seconds. Shot clock is off. Secker for Evans. Malik taking the 3. Yes! And Vandy stops it with 16.5 to go.
by Malik Evans. Coming into the game, he was 2 for 10 on three-point field goal shooting. A guy that you would not expect to take that shot at that time.
And Larry, he looked very reluctant to take it at first. Got the ball right there, passed the shot, and then said, okay.
And Hamer comes out to try to guard him, but that time it's already in the courts.
Don't be afraid to go win this shit, okay? And understand, when you catch the ball...
Really up to Tennessee now to simply protect the basketball, and if they get fouled, to make their free throws. Vandy needs a steal. They've got to have one in a hurry.
All we got to do is take care of the ball and then make the free throws.
Don't forget, coming up live from Dorado, Puerto Rico, final round coverage of the Senior PGA Tournament of Champions. Leaderboard crowded. Close one there. Close one here. We've got 16.5 remaining in Tennessee, looking for what would have to be considered the upset on the road.
I don't know what's tougher, a 12-footer or a 22-footer from beyond the arc.
It depends on your approach to crunch time. Can you do it or can't you?
Now, at any time, he can run the baseline. The thing you can't do now, you got to take care of the ball, make free throws. Hey, listen, no timeouts left. Hey, let's go out and be winners now, okay? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
At the other end, a point down. They got to get the ball. McMahon still without a field goal today.
Was that a great quote, what he said coming out of that huddle? Let's be winners. Let's see what happens. Execution important here. You got to take care of the ball, get fouled, and make your free throws.
Malik Evans reaching around Shane Williams. And Shane Williams only shooting 6 free throws all year coming into this game. He shoots from three-point range a lot more than he does from the line.
Kevin O'Neal pacing it, not the sideline, the baseline here.
No problem. 17 for Shane. A new career high. He'd like to get this one so the three can't beat him. It could only tie it. Big free throw. Best Vandy can do now is tie with the 3. Secker trying to work around a Malik Evans pick. Ran into Hamer. 5 seconds. Whitehead. It's blocked. Whitted got it. And Tennessee's going to win it. A foul by Pax Whitehead. They never got a decent shot. Vanderbilt had won 34 of its last 36 here. It's starting to look like a loss now.
Bob, what a tremendous effort on the defensive end by Tennessee after those made free throws. Watch again. Vandy trying to gather themselves, trying to get in position for a 3. In the corner, the block by Whitehead. Whitehead with a shot. The great block by Whitted was right there where it should have been, and Tennessee's got to win.
Well, evidently, there's a decimal on the clock somewhere. Less than a second remaining, evidently. And there's really no way Vandy can score. You can't get a tip-in from 94 feet. At the line, that's Jason Moore. Only his 4th point of the season. Vandy only had 3 field goals in the last 7 minutes. You can't shoot like that and have a chance. 67-63, Tennessee. So the Commodores go cold. The Volunteers get the upset. For Larry Conley, Bob Carpenter. That's it from Nashville. And we're heading you to golf in Puerto Rico. That's it from Vandy as the Volunteers win it. And now to Jim Kelly and company at the Senior PGA Tournament of Champions.
Would surprise some people in this area.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of Tennessee fans thought the team would progress as quickly as they have, but you're correct about the football. We're back 2 years to the last time Tennessee won an SEC road game, and back to 1987 for the last time the Vols won at Vanderbilt. With just 7 scholarship players, this didn't figure to be the year to break the Vandy streak. But the Big Orange put the defensive clamps on, and slam the doors. Kevin O'Neill's team playing the blue-collar, blood-and-gut style that he loves. First half action, Vols on a 10-0 run. Damon Johnson to Steve Hamer for the bucket and one. UT up 13-7. Vols doing an excellent job of finding the big guy inside. Hamer slamming for 2 of his game-high 25 points. But the Commodores go on a 20-5 run of their own. Malik Evans leading Vandy with 18. The Doors ahead by 7 at the break. Second half, Frank Secker heating up. He had 5 3-pointers. Vandy increasing its advantage to 13. But it was all Tennessee from there. Shane Williams for 3. Got it. Williams with 18 points. Then Hamer takes over. Off the Carnes miss. Hamer with the rebound and a 3-point play. End of the game. Vandy down by 3. Kevin Whitted blocks Pax Whitehead to seal the victory. And look at O'Neill as he celebrates the biggest win of a new era in Tennessee hoops. The Vols prevail 67-63, snapping a 5-game losing streak against Vanderbilt. UT now 7-5 overall, 2-2 in the SEC. They're off till Wednesday when they travel to Auburn.
Meanwhile, the Vols winning a big one, 67-63. Look at O'Neill. He climbs the chairs over there to celebrate the win. The Vols are now 7-5.